Did you know that most buying decisions are made with emotion first, then justified with logic? It's true. Fear, love, greed, guilt, and pride, these aren't just feelings. They're the driving forces behind why we pull out our wallets. And in this episode, we'll explore how these emotions work and how brands and businesses can tap into them to drive sales. Hi, I am Tim Fitzpatrick with Rialto Marketing, where we believe marketing shouldn't be difficult. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune in today. I'm excited to dig into this with you. You know, the reality is people buy based on emotion and later back up their decision with logic. Right? If we think about it, think about the last big purchase that you made. Was it a car, a phone, a piece of jewelry? Right? Chances are, emotion played a huge role in that decision. Okay, whether it was excitement or pride or even fear of missing out. Right? It was the emotion that was driving that, and brands and businesses know this, and they craft their marketing to trigger specific emotions that make us act. So, first off, let's talk about the five core buying emotions. I've already touched on them. Okay. There's fear, love, greed, guilt, and pride. Let me dig into each one of these briefly. Fear, right? Fear is one of the most powerful emotions in marketing. It taps into our survival instincts, right? Insurance companies use fear to remind us what might happen, right? If we don't protect our family. That's a perfect example, right? Cybersecurity companies warn us of the dangers of cyber attacks and ransomware attacks, right? Fear creates urgency, and urgency leads to action. Next, we have love, right? Love is about connection, whether it's love for our family, our partner, or even ourselves, right? And think of brands like Hallmark or Apple, right? They position their products as ways to express love or connect with others. And Apple doesn't just sell phones. They sell the promise of FaceTiming, right? Someone that you care about that's across the world. Next, we've got greed. Greed isn't always about being selfish. It's about wanting more, right? Whether it's money, time, or exclusivity. Black Friday sales are a perfect example. Brands promise, massive discounts. We feel like we're gaining something extra by taking advantage of this, right? There's greed coming in there. Luxury brands like Louis Vuitton tap into greed by offering exclusivity. You want the bag that no one else has, right? Exclusivity is a variant of greed. Okay. Then we have guilt. Guilt motivates people to make amends, right? Correct previous actions they feel bad about. Nonprofits use guilt to great effect by showing the hardships of those in need, right? Even eco-friendly brands leverage guilt, right? Don't ruin the planet. Choose our sustainable option. Guilt nudges us to do better and align our purchases with our values. Then we've got pride. And pride is tied to self-esteem and accomplishment. Think about fitness brands like Peloton, right? They don't just sell bikes. They sell a feeling of achievement, of belonging to an elite community. Wearing a brand like Nike isn't about the shoes. It's about the pride in being associated with greatness, right? Just do it. I I am I take pride in being part of that community, that movement. Okay? So those are the five core buying emotions. And once again, let me just run through them, right? We've got fear, we have love, greed, guilt, and pride. So now that we know these, right, let's dig a little bit deeper. Why logic comes second, right? We make buying decisions based on emotion and then we justify them with logic. Why is this? Well, once emotions trigger that purchase decision, we justify it with logic, right? You might buy a car because it looks amazing and it makes you feel successful. Pride coming in there, right? But later you tell yourself it was a smart choice because of, hey, it's got great gas mileage or, it's got great safety features, right? We're justifying that emotional purchase with logic, right? This is why, as marketers, right, or business owners, look, as a business owner, you are a marketer first and foremost. We must appeal to both sides. We've got to appeal to the emotional side to inspire action, and then that logical side to actually close the purchase, right? To get them to buy, right? So we need to use both emotion and logic. Okay. So now that we know this, how can we actually use this insight, right, to market better and more effectively? Few things to consider. Okay. As a marketer or a business owner, right, think about emotions you want to trigger in your audience. Does your product solve a fear? Right? Does it inspire pride? Does it fulfill a desire for love or connection? Right? I think what you're going to find is that what you do really hones in on a few of these, right? It may be tough to get to do something that is hitting all of these, okay? But just think about which one of these core buying emotions your product triggers. And once you identify the emotion, then you can craft your messaging around it. Okay. Remember, emotions drive the action, and that action leads to the sales. Okay. So, next step is I want you to think about which emotions your product or service triggers, and then figure out how you can then incorporate that into your marketing message. Now, right, we've got again fear, love, greed, guilt, and pride. They are the keys to unlocking your customers' decisions. Using them in your marketing is very, very powerful. But and I think this comes from Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. Okay, there are plenty of examples of people using these buying emotions in a very negative manner. Right? So I would urge you, it's powerful. You should be using it, right? If you can help people, you want to help as many people as possible, and utilizing these to get people you can help to take action is a very good thing to do, right? But use this ethically, right? We don't want to take advantage of people. At least that's my opinion. So use these wisely, use them ethically, but you should definitely use them to your benefit to market more effectively. So I hope you found this short episode helpful. Thank you for taking the time to watch or listen. You want to connect with us, you can do that over at rialtomarketing.com. That's RIALTO marketing.com. The other tool we've got for you is over at revenueroadblockscorecard.com. When we work with clients, we help them remove 9 revenue roadblocks that exist within marketing. You got to remove those if you want to grow and you want to accelerate growth. If you want to find out which of the 9 are slowing down your growth, that's where you can do it in less than 5 minutes. Revenueroadblockscorecard.com. Thank you again. Until next time, take care.